And number one is Will and Jada.
Will and Jada. What's the term everybody's talking about?
Entanglement.
Entanglement.
Is that right?
Yes.
An entanglement. So it's just so funny because when I want to know what you guys thought when you saw it. Did you think that was what was going to happen? I did. I believed that August Alsina was telling some variation of what he thought was the truth.
Yeah.
And he was.
It was the truth, yeah.
And it was the truth. So turns out Will and Jada had been separated, and he was close to the family, and she and he became entangled.
I hate when that happens, when entanglements just happen by accident.
So here's how I feel about it.
Break it down.
My first thing when I saw it was, okay, now y'all were separated. Will, are you about to say if you were entangled? I was waiting for Will to say that he too was entangled, because it kind of left her just out there being the one who was out there doing her thing when they weren't together. So that was my thing. I thought, they kept it classy. They just kept it on topic on what they were talking about. And she took it. She took the responsibility for it. All of that. Yeah. And I thought it was their brand. I thought Will was still sort of comical looking. You know what I mean? Like he wasn't like...
Sean said he was shocked.
Shocked about the entanglement?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, no.
Somebody got the Bible going. Oh, wait a minute, Robin. The Bible, hold on.
What the Bible say?
Dirty. The Bible talks about when you separate, do not spend so much time away when you give place to the devil.
That was the devil. The devil wasn't in it.
And the funny part was...
the devil made me do it, like Flip Wilson used to say.
I'm not gonna bring the campy, I'm not going to bring that element to it, babe. I'm going to leave it alone. What? I'm going to take the high ground. I'm not going to bring the ratchety, juicy gossip. I'm not going to bring that to the table.
What you talking about?
I'm not going to bring the lowbrow. I'm not going to bring the lowbrow.
You're not going to bring your opinion to it? Is that what you're trying to say?
No.
I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to say.
Well,
what's going on?
Just put it this way. If people forgot.
What's happening?
A while back.
Well, no, don't bring in any other gossip. You talking about any sort of Will stuff?
No. August Alsina. People may have forgotten. A while back, August Alsina was, what's the thing they do? The emoji that they banned.
The eggplant.
The eggplant. He was known for his eggplant.
Okay.
So you throw that on top of everything else. So that's the lowbrow.
What is your father out here trying to say?
That's the lowbrow. That's the lowbrow. No, you didn't, Jada. Because curiosity killed the cat. That way.
I don't know what in the world. What is Daddy talking about?
You know what I'm talking about.
August Alsina was, at least among the youth, he's known as like the Mr. Cool guy.
Okay, August Alsina got it going on. Okay.
Look at that. Okay, calm down. That's my... She's heading to college. Calm down, college girl. Why did I even?
We need to. So that's another thing I want to talk about, the college plans. But here's my thing. Ultimately, here's what I think. I think that they addressed it. I don't think they had to, but I do feel like they're America's sort of sweetheart couple, and Jada brings people to the red table to talk about experience. Is that the eggplant?
Tammy, we right here.
And all that. So what I think they did was I thought that what they did was cool. I don't think Will was looking like he was crying. I don't think all that. I think that when you've already worked with something, you've talked about it, and if it happened years ago, and now you're talking about it again, he was probably a little bit angry and frustrated that he had to talk about it again.
Yeah, well, see, you know how it is. Y'all know how it is. That's long-term married people. No, joke. At the end of the day, I think, they got pressured to talk about it.
Yeah.
And so we didn't agree to disagree, and I didn't disagree with your point, but you were saying in a sense Will could have kind of evened the playing field or evened it out because Jada was catching them bows to the face on social media.
And he did later say something like she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing. But here comes somebody talking about what you did when... So August Alsina, if he hadn't talked,
then... And therefore, Therefore, because Jada's thing talked,
Yeah.
now we have to talk about it.
Right.
And Will's like, my thing didn't talk.
Right.
In other words, I kept my business, even though there's rumors, I've kept my business tight.
Well, she thought
Yours got raggedy. So here we are. Here we are talking about it because you didn't really control.
Yeah.
You know.
What does that say about the open marriage piece? See, that was the other thing. Like, I feel like we've known about other people's open marriage, though we don't have to. It's not our business. But we've known about other people's open marriages. Perhaps they should have just said, at that point, we decided we were going to have an open marriage.
Well, I think they
They didn't have to do anything.
I think they managed it.
Well,
I think
we've heard
they managed
about rumors
it.
about open marriage.
But they said they haven't said anything.
Yeah, they haven't said it. It's
Kids,
a child.
these kids are growing up too fast, y'all. We
Yeah.
have damn talk about open marriages and what's the other word? Finagling. What's the word?
Entanglement.
Entanglement.
And Maureen
I thought they
Ume,
were
if
both
you were on
acting.
here,
Oh,
you're
okay.
wrong for that picture that you put
That
on
was
social
great.
media talking about you were about to get in an entanglement. That's why I love you. Anyway. So at the end of the day, what have we learned?
I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I thought, number one, they look like people who do enjoy each other,
Yeah.
even though they've been through hell. I think you can still see that they like each other. That's the thing. Let's keep it real, y'all. A lot of people are married and they love each other, but they do not like each other.
Yeah.
I feel like Jada and Will do like each other, and I think there was a phase maybe when they didn't.
And that's
number
what-
one.
that's- yeah.
Number two, I think
he breaking it down. Number one.
There's always three, and
then-
remember, for storytellers, there's always three. Okay,
Oh,
the laws
okay.
of three. Number two, Will Smith. The image on one hand is people always say the goody two shoes, whatever. But if you watch the Red Table Talk, you see that Will is he's a type A controller and controlling type person. So for him to wrap his mind around all this and be cool, I think that speaks to the strength of their marriage and the strength of what they got going on. And then lastly, I think you never have seen this kind of candid talk in a married Hollywood couple, regardless of color, period. We've never seen this. We've never seen this kind of candid whatever. And some say it's acting, some say it's whatever.
No,
and it very well could be,
I
but at the
felt
end of
like
the
it was
day,
genuine.
I feel like it was cool to see behind the curtain.
Yeah.
So that's my three right there.
Okay, that was good. So at the end of the day, let me just say this. I feel like Jada was completely exposed, and, you know, she brought herself to the table, and I think it was powerful to see that. I don't like, if I'm hearing anything negative about her or her character, that really, I don't know, that for me, it bothers me because, who are we to judge what's going on with them or with her or whatever? But then they bring it to us.
And they want to get married.
So don't want to get me. Yeah,
so that's your two. You got one more?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're trending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, we're all sitting. Yeah, we're
it's like
distracted.
we're talking about it, right?
Well, I will say
Hey,
this.
get into the frame. Get into it.
I will say get into it. I will say this. And you mentioned this because you were concerned about it. That's why you wanted it to be even. You said there's a double standard, and there is.
There's a double standard.
There is a double
though.
standard.
Let's be honest.
But
Be honest.
there is a double standard. But nobody wants to say this part. People are saying it in a mean way. I'll say it in a more reserved way. The only question, the part that has to be kind of frustrating is Jada's. Allison is a young man, a troubled young man, right? And to get involved with a troubled young man, you know what I mean?
Trouble? He just had health issues.
He had trouble. He had physical issues and mental issues. He's troubled.
Oh, okay.
He's troubled. You know, New Orleans. 85 people in your family died, raised in a certain situation, and then you hit with a illness, a very strong illness, and not the strongest person. But Jada admitted she was not the strongest person either, and they always say hurt people. But I think a lot of the venom that's been aimed at Jada is almost like, girl, you know better than to kind of exploit somebody who's
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I can't say what I'm saying if
I could read these, but I need some glasses.
I also
on,
here we
and
go.
I cannot read.
Well, Sonia just said it. I also thought she preyed on an emotionally troubled young man.
Okay.
Who was her son's friend. Not cool. That is kind of.
Oh, it was the son's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me take back everything I just said.
What?
I didn't realize it was the son's friend.